Hello everyone, how y'all doing? Hope you're having a great day so far. Welcome to the Demoscene report for the 27th of November 2024. If you're new to these series of videos, I summarize all of the news and releases that I could find this past week regarding the computer art community known as the Demoscene. And as always, everything that I mentioned will be linked on the description below, so you can check things at your own leisure afterwards. And we have quite a few things to cover this week as usual, so grab your favorite beverage and let's go. And the first item that I wanted to talk about is Paged Out number 5. It was released in November 2024. It's a little PDF Zine that is uploaded online. You can download it free for download, and you can also contribute one-page articles to it. If you're interested in programming, hacking, security, Demoscene stuff, they have all sorts of different articles here. I will show you the table of contents real quick. The concept of this Zine is that you write a one-page article and you submit it, and you have a lot of different things. I think they go up to 70 pages or something like that. You see different topics that they cover: art, algorithms, artificial intelligence, cryptography, file formats, game dev, hardware, history, networks, operating systems, programming, retro reverse engineering, and some security stuff. I already talked about Paged Out earlier in the year when they were having calls for a previous issue. Number 5 just came out, so check it out. And if you like the format, you can also submit an article for issue number 6. A single page, so not that very hard to pull off. Then I wanted to talk about the Sessions demo party that happened last week in Japan. It was quite a good event. A few people from Europe even traveled to Japan to attend this. Very packed place, a lot of good competitions there, so quite good event overall. Let's take a look at the different categories that they covered, starting off with code graphics. And code graphics would accept two types of files: open processing effects or twiggle.app. And if you're not familiar with Twiggle, it's more famous in the Japanese scene. It's this online editor where you can do some shader coding, similar to Shader Toy and other similar things, but you can also use it to size code things and throw it into a Twitter message. That was the original idea, so you would have like a shader code inside a tweet. You can also use that IDE for lengthier shaders, and you will see some of them here in this category. So let's take a look. They had quite a few number of different entries, starting off with number 26, a basic effect by Zaji5534 called Warfare, Demolition, also by Zaji, then Random Color Tile by North Print with some textile looking patterns there, Shining Fireball getting 23rd place, Golden Hex Blinker for Processing by Soma Arc, Fallen Angel RQ with the 21st, and Silly Truchet by Siosai. Another Truchet effect by Nunu, this time for a shader, Bottle by Musk, Rings by Nunu, Tunnel Dyschromatique by Totetmat, Room with Crystal by Uke0141, which was looking pretty good. It was one of my favorites from the competition even. Reflection Fragments by Spider Eddy, Twinkle Hop by Pentam, Kusa by this thing that I can't pronounce, Entitled by Tay using text mode, which was really cool, looking very stylish here. Really like this one as well. Dance Floor by Kinan Komotti, Session of Glyphs by Zihu Engi, Totetmat with another entry, a more complex one in this case. Stairs House by Ukeshima getting 7th place. Deteriorated RC by Kamushika with some broken down concrete sort of effect. Simulated Reality by Yohei, some very cool fractal clouds there. Sessions by Yahoo, recreating the original Sessions logo. Stairway to Sessions by Kamoshika with a very good looking bathroom tiles sort of style. Very good rendering on this one. Second place, Marble Race in Truchet City by Yuhei. And the winner by Renard was this tutorial on how to program a winner entry for Sessions. The screenshot doesn't show much, but this little snake explains the different steps on how you can program effects and the different problems of doing things. So a nice little storytelling there, simulating a video entry tutorial on how to create an effect for Sessions. So congratulations, Renard, on winning the code graphics category at Sessions 2024. Then we had the combined music competition with which took all sorts of music, and it was particularly interesting because we saw some live coding things that were recorded and shown like with a live performance. Also some DAW things, some custom hardware where you can see the actual hardware and a recording of you doing the things. I thought that was a very interesting way to have a music competition, more things to see, and you can actually see the setup of the person doing the music, not just hear the final result. So that was quite cool. In the end, Stroboid by Virtual.0 of Rift won the competition with a tracked music entry, a more traditional Demoscene format. Real-time graphics competition is what we usually call demo or intro in the West here, and they also had quite a few different entries. 4K intro by Tiapa got last place, 13th place. Buzman Begins by Kaware007, making reference to this character. There's known also on VR chat forums, so known in the Japanese scene. Then a demo by Siyosai got 11th place. Really cool music. Could use a few more syncs to make it a full-fledged demo, but nice looking nonetheless. Compressed by Writer was a 4K executable graphics, so a still image. The concept of executable graphics, for those who don't know, is to spend some processor time rendering a single frame of something that would not usually run in real time. So you can do some additional post-processing effects, but still keeping everything compressed into a very small executable thing. So it's not an image, it's not a drawn image, it's something that you code to show the result. This case done by Writer. Foxflow by Fukapon, doing a 64 kilobyte intro for the browser. In 8th place, we had No Title by Shirasuna using Notch, which is this tool that's also used commercially, but was developed by Demosceners, and some Demoscene people also use it to do some demos with it. No Title by Shirasuna featured this space suit person. Very good syncs, nice little synchronizations around it. Pretty solid little demo there by Shirasuna. In the 7th place, Block by Kikan Komoti, another executable graphics entry. Very good rendering on this one as well, and having the Sessions logo as well, made out of Lego. Psychedelic Episode number 3 by Eldorado, also a 64 kilobyte intro by Eldorado. Really cool to see Eldorado active again. They're a legendary Japanese group. Then Envelope by RO86, a more complex sort of demo, multiple scenes in it. Pretty stylish looking and using their own engine, which was also pretty cool to see. So congratulations, Aro, on getting the 5th place. In 4th place, Bro, I Ain't Naming Things by Moonbase. Pretty solid demo, fresh selection of color palette, a lot of different effects, good synchronization on it, banger music, a very good demo, one of my favorites from the competition. Also getting a lot of praise on Puet. In 3rd place, we had Guardian by Gum0022 and Hat, completely made on the browser, full-fledged city being procedurally generated, and then with a twist, with some problems happening in the city that you have to see, so I don't spoil it for you. In 2nd place, we had Plain Filler by Observer, an 8 kilobyte intro, native running on Windows. Observer usually does stuff for the browser, that's why I'm mentioning this detail in particular. Banger of a soundtrack, very good looking visuals as well. Has a lot of variations, a lot of attention to detail, small animations on the different things that happened. Very good rendering, so a very good intro overall. Some people complained that it was a bit of a one scene sort of thing, that it missed some sort of progression of different camera angles, but I really liked how it had so many small details that you couldn't really get bored while watching it. So a very good release by Observer. Congratulations on the 2nd place. And the winner was Riore by Ukon Power, who also debuted last year and made a very cool 64K last year. This year they returned, also doing a very solid 64K intro, multiple effects, very good looking rendering, solid music, so completely worthy winner of the 1st place at Sessions 2024. Congratulations, Ukon Power. Then they had the showcase category, which we usually call the wild competition at the Western parties, where you could just show things and present things that you're doing. There was no voting involved in it, so it was just a bit of a show and tell. Some people just did some videos. This one, for example, used some AI-generated graphics and some video editing to make this surrealistic sort of piece. Drop Clock was an example program made for the Apple Vision Pro, if I'm not mistaken. So cool to see people doing some AR stuff as well. Then we had a presentation into a VR world by Azusa, showing the different world that they created. Then we had this presentation by Acha on things that they were creating. I couldn't understand fully what they were talking about. They were talking about Arduinos, they were talking about Max for Life, they were talking about some things that you could put in your head to read neural things. So I think he developed a platform or framework to get different inputs and do visuals or audio based out of those. And this was a presentation explaining that, but I'm really not sure. So if anyone knows Japanese, by all means, let me know what was this about. But interesting technology nonetheless. Then we had Yuro Toge by Team Yuro Toge, where they were showing their framework system done using Houdini and Blender to do interactive scenes for VR chat in particular. Good explanation, and they showed some video presentation of the results of the things that they did as well. Then we had the VJ system presented by Acha. They developed this system where they could code the effect that you use for the VJing, for doing VJ effects, like a shader coding, and you have a whole backpack where you could go. So it's a portable system. I think they presented it at Burning Man last year, and the people behind you get to see on the screen what you are coding, and you can focus on your laptop coding the things, and you can be mobile to be in different places of the place where you hear the different music. And it also reacts as some microphones, reacts to the music itself, so it's a whole embedded system that allows you to be mobile. And the presentation talks about the different aspects of it, both the hardware with the backpack and the batteries and all sorts of those things, and also the software that they developed for it. Then we had Crystal Mark 3D Heaven Zero by Yo-Yo, which I believe is a benchmark tool that they've been developing that shows you information on your computer and how well it performs compared to others. They have a few Demosceners who contributed some effects to help with the testing, as far as I understood from the presentation. So yeah. Then the 3D Fractal Box by Soma Arc, this physical thing that they developed showing some fractals. And that was the last thing on the showcase category. They also had a Shader Jam event happening with, I believe, 4 people programming live at the party place and a few people joining remote with live music being coded as well. You can see a lot of people joined in, I think around 16, something like that. So pretty good participation overall, which is pretty cool to see. And you have the YouTube link if you want to watch this. We also had a DJ set at the end and a few live events throughout the party. The links to both days of the live stream are available here. You can check them at your own leisure. Moving on to other news, I saw this call for IGS works for the Atari ST being written by this Kirkman person. He posted about it on Poet. There was also a post on Mastodon about it. He's been writing this article explaining what the IGS format for the Atari ST is. If you're familiar with RIP, scripting language for doing graphics back in the MS-DOS days, this is a similar thing. You can draw some native things like lines and squares and boxes and things like that, and you can generate an image that way. So you store the procedures on how to generate the image instead of storing all of the pixels on it. It was never really used that much, and now they are trying to revitalize it a bit. So if you are interested in doing graphics for this specific format, please get in touch with Kirkman. He also developed tool that you can use online. You can select the different characters that are allowed and just do some drawings and try to compose an image out of it. So yeah, do your best, send some stuff, and hopefully we'll get a slideshow out of it in the end to be playing on the Atari ST. Then I found this video on YouTube about Tiny Code Christmas, in particular how they use Tiny Code Christmas as an excuse to learn the OCaml language, and they give a presentation explaining the different things. So if you're unfamiliar with Tiny Code Christmas, every year we have this little advent calendar of making a single new effect for every single day, where you get to learn how to do graphics programming, and also with some specific challenges. If you're already a veteran, you can use those special challenges to either size code or do variants of those basic effects, or in this case, take it into a whole new language and take the opportunity to learn the new language and develop graphics for that new language like they did here. Then there were a lot of people talking about Slang, which is a new shader coding language developed by the Khronos group, mostly powered by NVIDIA, if I understood correctly. It has a few things compared to GLSL and HLSL. It compiles to multiple targets at the same time, so you can have a unique coding language and then have multiple targets, which was a bit of a pain previously. And it has a few other quality of life things according to its nomenclature, so check out the page about it, and there's also already a sandbox thing that you can test your shaders on and experiment with a different thing. The cool thing is that you can target the compiler for the different shader languages that exist, or shader outputs that exist. So if you want to do SPIRV, if you want to do Metal directly, or WebGL, SL, you have that available as well outside of the box, ready to go. So yeah, if you're into shader coding, a very interesting update that came out. And still talking about shader coding, Gargai posted link to this Shader Vision Studio thing, which is developed for the Apple Vision Pro, where you can code a shader directly inside a VR environment if you have the Apple Vision Pro helmet. There was also a page where you can see more information about it, download the application, and see some example codes of applications that you can, of things that you can do with it. So yeah, check it out if you have an Apple Vision Pro. And then for all the old school demo platform developers out there, there was this cool write-up by Emphis. For all intents and purposes, was this invitation intro for the Acorn Archimedes, inviting you to Field Effects 2024. It was released at Outline 2024, and Emphis here goes into full-length explanation on all the difficulties that they had to cram everything into the little RAM that the Acorn Archimedes had. It's mostly an animation demo with a lot of graphics into it, but they ran into some technological issues which are very well explained here in this write-up. So yeah, check it out. Then one of the last things that I saw this week, there was this fanzine being released called Between the Scanlines, and they feature some references to the Amiga Demoscene. So if you want to pay £1 British to take a read at that, you also have a reference here. And then we had Transmission64 happening this past weekend. Fortunately, the organizers were very fast to put everything available on scene.org, and also adding all the screenshots already here, so we can already cover it. And there were quite a few interesting releases. Let's take a look at the different categories, starting with the 4K intro. Only 2 entries, Quantum getting last place, and the first place was to Serato of Finished Gold, with music by Rock of Finished Gold. Then they had the basic one-liner, where in a single line of basic you're supposed to do your effect. Some very basic meme jokes here, the typical maze effect that we have seen popularized many times, with a different take by Aki here. Sierpinski by Harvey. First place, Cauldron by Bad Code, doing some sprite things embedded into a single line of basic. Then in second place, One Line Pillars by LHS of Padua, with the usual twister effect that we know in the Demoscene, made entirely out of PETSCII. And the winner was this plasma effect with sound made by Primal. You have to wait quite a little bit for them to pre-calculate everything, but really cool effect. I think I've seen a similar effect of the plasma scrolling back at Zoo, but this version was more interesting, and it also had sound playing at the same time and in a single line. So yeah, really cool effect, worthy winner. Congratulations Primal for winning the basic one-liner category at Transmission64 2024. Then they had the demo competition, which also had quite a few number of good releases. Berserk Double Agent was a little game. Space Out was an invitation for BCC, demo party for the Commodore 64, happening in Germany in 2025, I believe. Then a short demo by Gorp called Excused. Then Jeske Boom by Resource and Royal Belgian Beer Squadron, inviting you to rsync. Then in 8th place, Monstruosidad de Metal Negro by LDX number 40 of Slackers, with this interactive little metal logo where you could change the effects that were happening in the inside of the logo and on the outline as well. So nice little interactive little piece there. In 7th place, throwback to Beverly Hills Cop with another cover of that famous track and a little scroller. In 6th place, CFN 40, celebrating 40 years of activity from Kraker Forcer Nijmegen. Quantumized Resolutions is just a very basic intro by Quantum in 5th place here. In 4th place, PETSCII City by the Solaris Agency, with an invitation for their bar and grill event they are planning to organize during December. In 3rd place, PES Demo by Manamana. Good to see the return of Manamana Group here with a tribute to the PES dispensers of old times. In 2nd place, an Halloween demo by Xenon with some good quality graphics and routines, and also music, cover of Thriller as well at the end there. In 1st place, Fish Bomb by Extend. They tried to release this at Zoo, but the executable wasn't really working very well. Very interesting demo. It seems like they brought the super television technology from Orange into the Commodore 64, where they replay video things with a lot of filters on top. Experimental, weird music, a lot of synchronization with the different videos, some raster effects, doing some weird stuff. They say it plays a lot better on the original CRT monitors, so do try to play that at your own Commodore 64 and back home. A lot of people were praising it for being different and very fresh in that regard. I did like it a lot. I kind of wish it had more rave sort of music to it and sync with videos, but a very good demo nonetheless. So yeah, congratulations Fishbomb for winning the demo competition at Transmission64 2024. Take a look at the graphics competition, a lot of entries as well. Some entry by LDX40. Gorp also made this little piece. Statler of Manamana getting 15th place. Micro Karate Champ by Slacks getting 14th. Little tribute to Escher here in 13th place by Bill G. In 12th place, Granny by Primek of Boom and Lep CD. 11th place, Cold Lips by Cop Ass, also very nice pixel art. A Bucket Full of Cats by Hairdog. Dad by Epics, Chillin by Alias Medron, a very good image here, one of my favorites. Skada by Katon, Relax by Leon, using the borders as well. Wild Mushroom by Astaroth, a very good pixel work. The Chase by Tomek, with a very funny little image there. Brew by The Sarge of Bonsai and Fairlight, and November Lights by Joe of Wrath Designs getting 2nd place. And the winner was CME's Dream by Sulevi of Extent. Very good, hyper-realistic entry there for the Commodore 64. Worthy winner, in my opinion. Congratulations, Sulevi, on winning the competition. Music competition also had a lot of high-quality entries. The winner was Particles by Psycho8580. PETSCII entry also had 9 entries. In 9th place, Beck. Then U Nebula with Slay Radio Badge, 2B by 4 Agent, really cool optical illusion there, really liked it. Cute Dog by Rex Pen of Bitplane Technomantes. Arise Katana by Tom 3000, really cool logo as well. In 4th place, It's Bunny Sound to You by Vent of Extent, with a reference to the mythical karate game there. The Horror by Sumolet of Disaster Area in 3rd place, a very good PETSCII scene as well. 2nd place, Omu by Aki of Little Fluffy Group, with a cool parrot there. And the winner was Rob Cloet by Warrior 1 of Warrior 1 Productions with face depiction. And the last category that they had at Transmission this year was Screen Fader competition, where you would have to do something that would take the original loading screen and turn it into a single color. TSA fader by the Solaris agency getting a last place there with a nice little effect. Typeface invaders by Gordian, where you will shoot the little letters. In fourth place, the beginning of the end by Trap of Bonsai with some background rasters and everything, a more complex effect. Burnout by Backs of Slackers, which I actually thought should win because it was so clean and direct and fast. So very good effect. Congratulations, Backs of Slackers. Second place, Stars and Swipes by Fairlight with the typical ghost pixel there by Trident from the opcode that he revealed. Just a very basic plasma wipe there with some snow effect on top. And the winner was Lemmy out by Atlantis. Much more complex scene with a lot of interactive little lemmings going there and pushing the screen away. So yeah, congratulations Atlantis on winning this one. And that concluded all the entries that we had at Transmission64. There were quite a few more things happening on the stream as well. Shogoon and friends did an online concert, which you should check out if you like Commodore 64 music. Then we had the 46 years of PETSCII summarized by Goto 80 in 21 minutes. Very good talk as well. If you like PETSCII art, this is a must-see. Vincenzo's Sid Frequency Frenzy doing a DJ set entirely of Sid music. Press Play on Tape also did a concert that they had recorded previously in Bergen, and they transmitted it now on Transmission64 free for everyone. And there was a very cool presentation on TeensyROM, which is this card that you can add to your Commodore 64 and gives you all sorts of very interesting features. Very in-depth explanation by Travis of Sensorium here. Must watch if you are interested in expanding your Commodore 64 for more modern use. Also in the same weekend, Mysdata was happening in Sweden with some competitions for the Amiga and Commodore 64 as well, but unfortunately not all the things are available just yet, so I will leave coverage for next week. Let's talk about upcoming parties real quick before we wrap things up. 30N and Experience coming this coming weekend, and then the weekend after that we will have Syntax Society, Silly Venture, and Inertia Demo Party that I'm organizing here in Portugal. Please don't forget to come. 6th to 8th of December, please come to Portugal or submit some entries remotely. Demo Nights watching session being organized in Bern later in December, and then we will have the Christmas Winter one-screener online competition organized by Boom, I believe, for the Commodore 64 on the last days of the month. Quite a few things already planned for January. Atari Last Party in Poland, D-Halt happening in Russia, RSync in Belgium, which I'm planning to attend. Already bought my tickets there, so I hope to see you there. Payback Demo Party happening in Finland, then they catch the Jumalauta Winterfärjan ferry all the way to Sweden to attend GURP and Fjalldata. So quite a few parties already being planned for January, and also a few things for February as well. We'll talk about them later on. And that's it for this week. Hope you enjoyed the selection of things that I had for you today. Everything is linked on the description as I managed. If you did like this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, donate me something through patreon.com. And yeah, hope to see you at the Inertia Demo Party. I've been very busy organizing that. It's been very hard to do these Demoscene reports while trying to focus on organizing Inertia Demo Party. So please, please, please consider attending or submitting something remotely. Hope to see you there in person next week. I'm not sure how I will manage to do the report for next week. I should have some time to record it on Tuesday before starting to build up things for Inertia. If there is no report, you know that it's because of Inertia. If there is a report, well, I will be bothering you to attend Inertia one last time. Other than that, hope you have a great day. See you next time. Bye-bye, everybody. Take care.